Howdy y'all, welcome back to another den of DBZ All-Star entry. I'm DBZ All-Star, also known as Steve if you prefer, or the artist currently known as Steve. So I've got another haul video to present to you, another shipment from InStockTrades.com, which tends to be my partner in terms of me being the customer and them being the retailer for my collected edition business. So this was ordered, I believe, on the 22nd of August. Today is the 15th of September 2025, and I'm just now getting around to opening this because life keeps you busy. But let's get it open. You can see what that thumbnail refers to a certain extent. Use some handy dandy box cutter here to get this nice box, which I can use if I so please for shipping later on, as I also do ship things to people. Okay. So, as usual, we have some lovely bubble sheet, which again can be used for shipping purposes. Check out my video on how to properly package and prepare things, especially collected editions, for shipping, because you want people to receive things the way you would want to receive them. So we've got two books in here. And I'll showcase this box, since some people are wondering about the transition with the in-stock trades packaging. This has one of the old sorters in there, which I love. Big fan of these sorters. Some of the sorters now, especially for some of the trade paperback collections, are actually built into the box, but I honestly prefer this. So thank you, In-Stock Trades. You're always preparing and protecting books the way I would like them to be protected, and similar to how I protect books that I ship out to other people. So I have two amazing books here. I'm probably causing a little bit of FOMO. I do apologize, because both of these books are out at the distributor level. So meaning Marvel has allowed these to go out of stock, out of print. Omar of Near Mint Condition, who's always seller, was kind enough to let us know in advance that this book, The Spectacular Spider-Man by J.D. Mateus and Sal Buscema, was on its way out of print with Marvel. You can still get the direct market cover. This is the standard cover. You can still get the direct market cover, which features the rhino hugging or bear hugging Spider-Man on several websites. You can get the standard edition cover, I believe, still on Amazon. It's closer to retail price. Nothing we can do about that. This is a highly sought after book already, and Marvel is printing closer to pre-order numbers. They are taking a stand, and they are doing something different from DC, a company that used to allow things to pop out of print. It would take a long time for them to be reprinted, but since James Gunn has taken over, things are being reprinted without participation from the fans, without being prompted to reprint. And we're getting some stellar collections thanks to fan participation. It's just that Marvel's taking a different route. The other book I have is The Nam, referring to Vietnam, of course, 1966 to 1969. So this is a volume 1. Hopefully it has sold well enough, as it is out of print already, for us to get the remaining issues. This, prior to the current Ultimate Universe titles from Marvel, was a marvel in that it would take each issue and move via real time throughout its story. I've read some of this material previously as they were collected in slightly thicker trade paperback editions, which are now long out of print. If you can track down a copy of this book, as it is out of print already, it will most likely be the direct market cover, unless you want to pay over cover price for the standard edition cover on a third-party website like eBay, maybe Amazon does still have some in stock. It's going to be closer to cover price. This is well worth it. I gotta tell you, it's a unique style story. It's wonderful, and this collects the first 45 issues of the NOM, as well as material from Savage Tales, the 1985 series, issues 1 and 4. It is parental advisory for a reason, not for the faint of heart. There are violent elements to it because it's a war comic, and it had a lot of participation from someone who sacrificed their time and potentially part of their livelihood to uphold the values that we try to uphold to the best of our ability in the United States. As for this collects Spectacular Spider-Man, of course, the original 1976 series, 178 to 216, annuals 12 through 14, and the Amazing Spider-Man Soul of the Hunter. J.D. Mateus is one of the first writers for a Spider-Man title that really got me to remember their name. I started collecting comics in the 90s. My first Marvel Comics comic book was a Spider-Man comic book. It was Spider-Man, the 1990 to 1998 series, issue 60, which was part 3 of the 4-part The Trial of Peter Parker, smack dab in the middle of the Clone Saga. However, I was hooked from that point, so I kind of joke, but also kind of mean it, that if you can start off in the middle of the Clone Saga, you can survive some pretty terrible runs for some stellar comic book characters. Anyway, they used to sell multi-packs of comics, just like they currently do at retailers such as Ollie's and some gas stations again. Man, nostalgia is coming back, and I am all here for it with that kind of love for comic books. One of the multi-packs I picked up from a Walmart in Montoursville, Pennsylvania, which is where I was living at the time. It collected the entire Vermin story that is collected in here, and another multi-pack included the famous issue 200 of this run, where you come down to what could potentially be a final confrontation between Spider-Man and one of his best friends / greatest enemies. And Mateus just puts so much love and emotion into the stories he writes. Even in this day and age, I cannot recommend this run enough. It is a top 5 Spider-Man run. And even though we've had some pretty terrible runs, we have had some absolutely incredible runs, from the original Stan Lee run to Jerry Conway to Roger Stern, J. Michael Straczynski, Peter David. This is up there. And if this can be collected, maybe we can get a volume 2 eventually. Maybe we can get that Peter David collection printed at some point. Because even though he wasn't on the title for that long, and he wrote across multiple Spider-Man titles, that man had a true gift for characterization. If you're looking for more J.D. Mateus, if you're looking for something recent, I highly recommend checking out Spider-Man The Lost Hunt from 2023 and Spider-Man Shadow of the Green Goblin, which is a mini-series I did not think would ever be printed, since it continues the story of a -1 issue from the late 90s. But this is my haul from the August 26th order from In Stock Trades. I don't usually talk too in depth about these books. If you have an interest in me doing overviews, doing reviews, just talking about the stories within, by all means, leave comments below and let me know what are some of the more recent stories that have been reprinted that you have been shocked to see printed and are overjoyed to see printed. In the meantime, stay healthy, stay safe, treat each other with love and kindness, and be well.